They want to be able to have the freedom to do all of those things, but they also were taught by the feminists and society that you'll be free from the consequences of doing that. I want to hear from different voices. I don't want to just hear from people that agree with me. We're about to dive into some even deeper topics. Ask a Brother Podcast.
Ask a Brother Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of Ask a Brother Podcast. I'm your host, Jeff St. James. You know, the revolution is going to be because of us.
How old are you?
21.
What do you think a man looks for in you out here?
See the niggas is worried about. That's what they worried about.
So you're not worried about dick?
No. I got a man at home.
You got a man at home, but you're out here like this?
Because I'm not out there like them bitches.
But you out here shaking ass on six?
Not for them.
Then for who?
For me and my friends. They like my ass.
Well, look at all the men around here.
They ain't got shit to do with me.
You don't think that's a mating call?
Bitch, I ain't no animal.
Then what are you?
A woman. The fuck? I'm a woman. I'm not out here to impress no nigga out here. My man's at waiting home for me. And I'm for him.
So he doesn't care that you're shaking ass out here in the middle of the street?
He doesn't, because I'm not going home with them. I'm going home with him. He picking me up.
Jew, what's your thoughts on this?
Flabbergasted. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just trying to, really. One, I want to know if she really got a man. Women be out here lying, saying they got a man. Because if you got a man, I don't think that motherfucker care about you if you got your ass and titties all out in the streets. You out here, you know what I mean? Appealing to the other eyes of other men. And I think women don't consider the danger they put their man in when they out there looking like hoes or prostitutes or promiscuous or walking in or garden tools or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? 304s or whatever the case may be. You're putting your man in danger because he has to defend you. When a guy comes to you aggressively, because men will approach you on how you present yourself. Mm-hmm. So if you present yourself like a lady, 9 times out of 10, he gonna treat you like a lady. If you present yourself like you ain't worth shit, people tend to treat you like you ain't worth shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that's right, but I'm saying that, the feminist mindset, the sexually liberated, or I could wear whatever I want to wear, is something that's holding back successful relationships in my eyes. Women want to feel like they can control, and I'm not saying there's a problem with them wanting to control their image, but why does your image why is the image of a woman being celebrated is like based off her body being exposed? Mm. So, those are my thoughts. Mm. I want to hear you guys.
Jeff, what's your thoughts?
We did it, Joe. Yeah, I think this is the final form of feminism in the end. It's just in its final form and most expressed in our community, unfortunately. In the past, every single civilization has probably had, to one degree or another, a separation between women, the women that are of class and potential wives, and then the women who, women of the streets, the concubines, the streetwalkers, the escorts, the strippers, if you will. There was always a clear divide, and everybody knew the rules. Both the ladies and the men knew that. Mm-hmm. With feminism, they wanted to blur those lines, and they convinced a generation of women that they could, I call them double dippers. This is where you can act like, dress like, mm-hmm. behave like the women that's normally seen as women that are selling themselves and being objectifying themselves. Mm-hmm. They want to be able to have the freedom to do all of those things, but they also were taught by the feminists and society that you'll be free from the consequences of doing that. So if and when they end up with men like she claims, mm-hmm. I view them as males. They will always be able to find a male that's willing to accept their OnlyFans being still up, mm-hmm. still accept them twerking all crazy, still doing all the girls' trips and girls' outings and everything. There's always going to be males that accept that. But as they get older, or if they want certain things, the type of man that they may want mm-hmm. typically starts to shift and change. And it actually moves away from the guy that's more liberal and totally okay and accepting of you being able to do all this stuff to a man that actually has a little bit more independent or conservative vibes and standards in this area. Mm-hmm. And the shocking part is, It's also, I think, related to birth control. Birth control, believe it or not, actually changes. And if you look at data and stats, they'll show how they've done studies with women when they were on and off of birth control. And that when they were on it, they were actually more attracted to like feminine, more demure, what's it called? Timothy Chalamet, the slender, small, almost even effeminate, liberal-ish kind of guy.
Gotcha.
But then once they get off of it, they actually want guys that's normally more aligned with more rugged, stereotypical aligned things that aligns more with guys that often tends to be in terms of how they dress, jawline. They even showed the same guy with 2 different jaw sizes.
Crazy.
And how they reacted based off of what was in them. So I think it's a multi-tiered factor for sure. But basically what I'm suggesting is they've been taught that they can do, act, and be and exhibit all those same behaviors of what we normally would think of as reserved for the strippers and the escorts, but that there will still be the positive outcomes on the other end and that they'll be free from the consequences of it. Unfortunately, most women are finding out, and they will find out over the next 5 to 10 years, that's not the case.
Thinking about that video and having countless conversations with women on this show about, their body, their choice, and they should have the autonomy to be able to dress however they want, sleep with whoever they want, and with no fear of ramifications. And I'm just like, we all know that's not correct. But like you said, especially with men, because we understand that's not correct, and now they're trying to shame and guilt us into believing or thinking that, and a lot of men are folding under that pressure. You know what I mean? Because a lot of men are, solely driven by their sexual needs, which is why we are a lot, black men specifically, why we are kind of in this situation, because we have been coddling women so much because we wanted to have sex with them. We don't want to
raised by them.
Yeah, we don't want to actually say what's on our mind, because now that's all we hear that.
Pussy.
Yeah, you talked yourself out the panties and stuff like that. So you actively have men who are just feeding into this delusion because of selfish desires. Like, let me just lie to her, like, because I want to hit. Like, you know what I mean? Instead of just checking her in that moment, or more men checking her, she now thinks it's okay because there's enough men who are simping and whatever term you want to insert. So now she thinks, oh, well, other men would tolerate it. Like, you might not tolerate it, or even if
is true.
You are critiquing me,
true.
something must be wrong with you. And now the guilting, you hate your mother, you hate black women, you hate women, you hate you're misogynistic, and all of this stuff to try to make you, to guilt you into feeling bad about having a critique of something that isn't right. Like, you know what I mean? So
what is that shit called that Mario was talking about? Oh,
the dirty macking?
Yeah, because mothers will be dirty macking, telling her what she want. Yeah, that motherfucker fucked up.
He insecure. Like,
I just heard Justin LeBoy telling Quilla, oh, anybody that fumbled you, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, telling her exactly what she want to hear. He like, oh, we going out after this. You know what I'm saying? The agenda is to get your drawers, not to take you serious.
Well, yeah, man. Listen, if you've been conditioned to think that you're the prize in every interaction with the opposite sex, then of course, when the situation doesn't work out, you'll feel like it's their loss and that they're the narcissist.
Yeah.
So that this stuff goes hand in hand. All these talking points are a lot of times connected when you think about how they've been conditioned for the last 60 years. Democrats, Republicans, independents, black, white, Hispanic, Asian. I want to hear from different voices. I don't want to just hear from people that agree with me. I've been doing therapy for 10 years as a trained clinician. We're about to dive into some even deeper topics and subject matter that I think is going to be very interesting. Ask a Brother Podcast.
Ask a Brother Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of Ask a Brother Podcast. I'm your host, Jeff St. James.
I enjoy where you're going. I enjoy what your channel is doing.
Having very meaningful, deep, in-depth conversations.
Oh, wow. That's a good question.
No group of people have ever gotten their rights if they weren't willing to spill blood.
Ask a Brother is just about people being able to think, but we can end the interview right now. It's good to be an independent thinker. It's nice. It wasn't considered a gender war until men started talking.
Exactly.
Everything is not for everyone, Jeff.
I think it's time to focus on those that want to take accountability, want to grow, want to collab, and want to be better than they were a year ago. And guess what? I'm going to have some more surprises lined up for y'all.
She was a pit bull in a skirt.
Did y'all hear what he just said? The most negative aspects of our culture are the things that's most celebrated and defended.
These are seeds being planted.
you know, the revolution is going to be because of us. And I hope that this actually humanizes the manosphere. So much of what we're dealing with now is actually a result of weak men.